Hey folks, I'm really sorry about that. I seem to be having a connection issue with the internet. I apologize about that. And so we're going to and I hope everybody that was on the show comes back and we can continue on with the show. Just so you know, we're going to be working through the problems and we're going to be, hey Tommy. We're going to be working through the problems with the with internet issues and stuff like that. I do apologize. Thanks for coming back, Sandy. And we're going to be doing more filming and necessarily instead of doing a live cooking show, we're going to do a combination of both. But so this way we prevent problems like this. It's going just to be we're just gonna be going through this. So I apologize for the inconvenience and for the problems that I seem to be having tonight with the internet. So we're gonna start cooking, and we're going to be getting on and going through this. And so this is kind of where I kind of left off. All I did is we're going to be making tonight, instead of a rice substitute, because we obviously don't have rice within the keto diet, I'm going to do a cauliflower. It's a cauliflowered rice. I made it the other night, and people really were actually very responsive toward it and really liked it. So what we're going to do is I have some butter on the stove in a saute pan, and it's melted down. And hey, are we still connected, folks? I seem to be having serious internet issues tonight, and so I hope you're all still there. And I got to get this figured out. Okay, so. What we're doing is I'm going to turn the stove down, turn the camera down, so that way I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, and we're going to go through the rice that cauliflowered rice one more time. And I see a message coming up, and let's see, very happy. Good. Okay, so I have the rice, I have the butter in here. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to that. And I made this for dinner last night for myself, and I added some black pepper to it with the white cauliflower, and it turned the cauliflower almost black. So I won't be doing that tonight because I just don't like that. So I have the rice on here. I have my saute pan on high, and I have the garlic in there, and I'm just going to let that saute in just a little bit, and so that way that can get going. And while that's cooking, let's have a little chat. I hope everybody had a really great day today. I had a really awesome day. I encountered some really cool. It's not connected and now unconnected. Okay, I'm sorry about that, folks. And I had a great day today. I met the coolest guy at the gym. A young guy by the name of Eric. He had a couple of physical challenges, and he actually pretty amazing challenges, and he just didn't let it stop him. I mean, the guy had a build like you would not imagine, but he was just the most encouraging person I met today. And I always try to meet somebody who's encouraging every single day. It's always important to have your life full of encouragement, and to be just to remind yourself, because we hear so many bad things that are going on in the world, and it sucks. It sucks really bad, and so many people need to be encouraged and need encouragement. And I'm still thinking I'm having internet issues, folks. Again, I apologize. I'm having internet connection issues tonight, so it's a little bit choppy. Hey, Junior, thanks for joining. So, like I said, tonight we're doing curry. Connection is bad. You fade in and out. I don't know how to fix that. I just checked my internet connection, and everything seems to be running fine. I redid my phone and everything, and so I'm sorry, folks. I'm not sure what to do. So we're just going to keep on going, and hopefully this will all come out in the end and work out. So right down here I have my saute pan with lots of butter. I have garlic in there and onions. And then last night I did this. I took the cauliflower and ran it through my processor, and it comes out looking like this. And it's absolutely lovely. And it comes out and almost has that rice. It'll have a very nice rice-ish kind of way when it's done. And you won't even miss the rice. It has great flavor, and this is just absolutely incredible. So I've got my cauliflower in there. I'm going to add just a little bit more. And I got my cauliflower in there with the butter and the onions and the garlic. And I've got that going. I'm going to add, and for those of you, I finally got my Himalayan pink salt. And so I'm going to add some Himalayan pink salt to that, because the properties of it are wonderful. And I'm just going to add some salt to that to give it a little bit more flavor, which is going to be really, really good. And then from there, I'm going to add some water. And because you're going to need to add a little bit of water. You're going to need to add a little bit of water just to add a little bit of moisture to the dish and to be able to get the cauliflower cooked down and to get all those flavors blended through. And folks, this is really pretty much about it. When it's done in a few minutes, all that's going to happen is all that water is going to evaporate, and you're going to have a very nice product when you're done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my lid. I'm going to turn on my other thing probably about a medium high. I'm going to move that over here, and I'm going to cover it and let that one go. Now, in this pan, we're going to actually make the curry. So, how are we doing? Tommy Cruise, what was that say? What did you say? You were kicked off, sorry. We'll get this figured out, folks. I apologize. So, what I'm going to do for the next portion is I'm going to do two parts. I'm going to add some butter, nice blob of butter, and I'm also going to add some coconut oil. And coconut oil obviously is very, very important, and we want to make sure the coconut oil is in there, and so that way we can make this work out very, very well. And I'm going to let the butter and the coconut oil melt down. When you're doing traditional curry, it's actually, I think, my connection, Junior. I seem to be having issues. When you're doing curry, one of the traditional items in curry is fish sauce. And if you don't know what it is, it comes in a bottle and it's very fluid. It's a combination of anchovies and water and a ton of salt and sugar. Well, we don't use the sugar, so I'm not using fish sauce. And besides the fact, when you open up the bottle and smell fish sauce, it smells like dead ass. It just is just disgusting. It's horrible to me. But a lot of Asian people really like it. If you love it, then great, bravo. It's just something I can't stand. So what I've done is I have my butter and my oil are melted down. So I'm going to add some onions to this, and I'm going to let those onions just cook in that oil again. Again, we're using onions, and we're just sauteing that down, and we're going to let that go. Now, the one thing you want to do is when you're working with curry, it has to go in certain levels, okay? And this is one thing you definitely really want to do, okay? I'm also going to add right now, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Not much, just a little. I'm going to stir that in. And I'm going to turn down my heat just a little bit because I don't want things to burn. Okay? such a flavorful dish, and when I get to watching those shows, I just absolutely love it. While the onions are caramelizing, let me just kind of go through this with you. So, hi Christine, my dear friend. I miss you a lot. I learned when my mom used to make curry when I was a kid, and I liked it. She made it pretty mild. It was good. Like I said, my mom's a real awesome cook. And then when I moved to Wyoming, I became private chef for a family, actually for a husband and wife, and a very prominent family within the country, a family of great prestige and great wealth. And I was their personal chef, along with Chef Andy, and who's also on the page. And he was their primary chef. I just kind of filled in and just did what I did, and so I made curry for the woman who was in charge of the house, and she didn't like it, and so she taught me how she makes curry, and so I actually fell in love with the way she made curry. She was a pretty good cook, and she's also the lady who introduced me to paleo, and she had a really unusual eating habit. She didn't eat butter or cream or anything really fattening. So I guess this diet really wouldn't work for her, but that's okay. I'm sure she's not watching the show. So what we have over here is, now that the onions are kind of sweated down, as you can see right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use two different kinds of curries. I have a red Thai curry. As you can see right there, I have a red Thai curry, comes in a jar, and I also have a powdered curry. I like the combination of both. I like the flavor and the texture of the paste. I like the flavor it gives off, and it's just, to me, it's just really nice. But I also like the flavor of the dry curry, and I think it's kind of a fun combination. I'm not sure if a lot of people would do both combinations and be able to do it. They would either just go one or the other, but I like to bend the rules. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the curry and I'm adding it to the oil because I want it to flavor and I want it to blend through. And you can see it's turning a lovely shade of like an orangish red, and it's just absolutely vibrant. And those colors are just coming out, and the smell is amazing with the oil and the onions. So that's how I'm starting this, and that's what I'm going to do from here. And once that's blended in, then you add the coconut milk. You don't want to add the product into your basic fluid, because this way it's completely incorporated in. It's nice and hot, and it's going to work out great. You want to double check your coconut milk that you get. There's a lot of different ones with a lot of preservatives. I personally prefer this one. I can't pronounce the name, but it's a good one, and it has a lot of. It's basically just coconut milk. There's no sugars at all in it. There's a couple of preservatives. Now there is a recipe for making coconut milk, and you know something? I'm going to find that recipe. And when I do, we're going to learn how to make coconut milk and be able to do that. And so all I'm doing is I've added the coconut milk. I'm just going to let this come up to temperature, and I'm going to let it get nice and hot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start working. We're going to be working. And really, folks, I'm not drinking tonight. So, but all I'm having is coffee. So it's all good. Anybody has any questions, please clue in, let me know, and I'll do that. And speaking of motivating people, I posted earlier about a good friend of mine, and you should all watch it. A video he made, Justin Osman. Justin is a young man, just recently married about a year and a half ago. He had a beautiful wedding. And he is part of the Osman clan. He is a very good dear friend of mine. And you know something? Watch something motivational every day. Watch something motivational every day. It'll encourage your heart and restore your hope and your faith back in people. And that's something that's really, really important that we really, really need to do instead of focusing on really all the negativity that's going on. I personally don't have cable TV. I hate it. Whatever news I get right off the internet. It's because of the fact that it's so easy to find negativity. And it's so simple. You really need to absorb yourself in positive and positive thinking and a positive heart attitude. And that's what's going to change the world. And that's what's going to change you and change your heart attitude. Folks, we all have a lot of shit that goes on in our lives. God knows I've got enough in mine. So, but seek out something good and positive. And folks, the best way for me, how I love to do something positive is cook. And I love cooking for people. I'm going to be doing, matter of fact, it pretty much is confirmed. I'm going to be doing a series of cooking classes in LA. I believe that's going to be at the end of April or the beginning of May. There's going to be a group of ladies. A couple of them are a little bit well known. They're on TV shows, and they've asked me to, not cooking shows, but a couple TV shows, asked me to come in and teach some classes on how to be able to do this. So I'm really excited about that. And if you want me to come, and I'll certainly come to you too. So, another really cool thing about this diet, folks, is I bought about 4 pairs of shorts probably about 3 weeks ago. And about a year and a half ago, I had a 48-inch waist. I was a little bit of a big boy, okay? And I gained a bunch of weight about a year and a half over a period of time. And I went from a 48-inch waist down to a 42. I bought shorts that were 38s 3 weeks ago, and now those are starting to be loose on me. So my goal of getting down to a 34-inch waist again, which is even smaller than I was when I was in high school, is definitely coming to fruition, which I'm very excited about. And I'm sure my friend Christine Hill, who's on the show, is actually pretty excited that I'm actually doing healthy cooking now. Christine was such a powerful influence. She's an amazing woman, one of the most wonderful women in the state of Wyoming. She's probably just incredibly intelligent, a true spirit of salesmanship, and just an amazing woman. And she was always getting after me to eat healthier and to be better. Matter of fact, she even brought me to a hot yoga class. And I fell on a girl twice. It wasn't deliberate. I just don't have any balance, and I just fell over. So that was a real funny story, and we kind of always laugh about that when we get together and have a few drinks. So let's see. So what we're doing right now is we're going to finish up the curry, and this is going to go along pretty quick. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our arrowroot, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some arrowroot, and it works the exact same way as cornstarch. So I'm just going to get 1 spoonful. I'm going to put it in a little dish. And the thing about arrowroot is you got to be really, really careful. The thickening power of arrowroot is amazing. So you don't need a lot, and you don't want to dump it in. So all I did is I took the arrowroot, and you saw what I did, and I put some cold water, and I'm mixing it very, very thoroughly. You have to mix it. Okay, folks? So and you want to get your fluid nice and hot. I'm going to turn it down just a hair, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour in just a little bit. And I'm going to mix it through because I want this to get a little bit thickened up. Okay? And I'm just going to add just a little bit more. And then we're going to start adding in, once I get the consistency I'm looking for, and then we're going to start adding in everything else. So folks, one key thing about cooking, and especially when you're doing stuff like this, you can always add, you can't take away, so don't put in too much, okay? And that's a wonderful consistency. It's called nappe in French. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really delightful. And that's a great consistency, and that's the consistency I'm looking for. See, and I didn't even use it all. Next, what I'm going to do is, because I have that, I'm going to let that cook just for a minute. And I'm going to turn the temperature down just a little bit more, because now that it's thicker, you want to stir it, make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. Okay? And this is really, really lovely, folks. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is, you saw my roasted vegetables that I did. I made roasted red peppers, zucchini, and summer squash. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put those right in here. And that's going to add a really nice flavor to the sauce, and also add a little bit more of the product to it, which is a little bit more of a texture. I have that in there. And then I told you earlier I went out and bought a rotisserie chicken. And I love rotisserie chicken. It just tastes so good. And folks, it's fast, it's easy, and it's inexpensive. And all I did is I picked off some of the meat, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that in there. And I'm going to mix that up. And I'm going to get my dish really nice and hot. And folks, doesn't that look really, really good? It's a beautiful color. Oh my God. And the smell is amazing. It has a very light curry smell. It's very, very mild. I don't like heavy curry smells at all. And it just doesn't, to me, it's too overpowering. So I like to go a little bit light. The next thing I'm going to add is, because of the fact you all are very familiar with the fact that I like things spicy, I have a little bit of a chili sauce. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of a chili sauce to this. And what that's going to do is that's going to add a little bit more of a flavor, and it's going to add some wonderful heat and spice to that. You do not have to add that. If you don't like the spice and you don't want heat, do not add it. And that'll be really, really good. Folks, this is pretty much already done, and I'm ready to do dish up. So what we're going to do is this, and I hope everybody's enjoying this so far, and what we're doing here on making the chicken curry. Really, really great dish. Absolutely love it. Very flavorful. Should have had a glass of wine. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to do up our dish up right now. I'm just going to move that over to the side. I'm going to turn everything off. I'm going to mix up, see, I want to show you this cauliflower. This cauliflower is so cool looking. And it actually takes on almost like a little bit of a rice consistency. It is a little bit wet, but it is so, so good, and the smell is amazing. And folks, I don't like cauliflower, and I've been eating this like crazy. So I have my dish. I bought some beautiful bowls. I love the bowls. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my rice, my cauliflower, and I'm going to mount it up right in the center. Just like that. Okay? I was a little sloppy, sorry about that. And then I'm going to take some chicken curry and I'm going to take that, and again folks, it's just a beautiful, beautiful color. I'm going to put some right there, some right there. Folks, I picked up these bowls at Walmart for like, I can't even begin to tell you. I think they were only like $3 or $4. I mean, they're gorgeous bowls. Absolutely perfect. I love it. So I have that in there. Okay, I'm going to clean up around the rim. Because when you present to your family, it's like you present to your guests. You want to make sure that the plate looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to take, I did some roasted green onion. I'm going to put that one on that side and that one on that side. I have a little bit of cilantro, whole cilantro leaves. Very simple, folks. You can do this. Anybody can do this. Okay? And then I have some diced red peppers. And I'll put that up there, right off to the side, right off to the side. And folks, you have an amazing chicken curry dish. And folks, it smells amazing. The curry itself is just so light and just so aromatic. And then when you add in all the rest of these little accoutrements, it is just really good. Folks, let me tell you something. Traditional curry is served with a chutney. Chutney is an awesome product. I love it. I'm going to try to figure out a sugar-free chutney, and so that way we can enjoy chutney, because I love chutney, a good mango chutney to go along with this. So I encourage you to just experiment and go light. If you like it a little bit more curry, figure out how much curry you're using. Add a little bit more the next time if you want more of a stronger flavor. And just enjoy yourself. Be creative. Have fun. Folks, I appreciate you watching the show today. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to contact me through my Facebook page. And join us on YouTube. If you would, please share the video. Please share the video of tonight. Invite your friends to join. I'd really appreciate it. Folks, thank you so much for joining, and curry up.